Hello, it's a tired Lee today. It's the day after I went to the Amiga Kickstart show in Nottingham and I'm a bit tired. But I did have just a fantastic day and it was brilliant to meet so many really kind and enthusiastic people within the hobby, and I just had a great time just chatting pretty much the whole time. I didn't actually, there were talks happening there. I think Stu Cambridge and other people were doing talks during the day in an auditorium, and I didn't see any of them. I was just at the where we were displaying. I was there with the Big Red Arrow Club, with Keith from Yawning Angel and Andy from Hack Build Restore and Ross from Goldfish and the much taller than I expected Glenn from CRG, and they're all great pals that I know on the internet, and it's the first time I met Glenn actually in the flesh, and it was brilliant. He's just a lovely bloke, and they all are. But yeah, we just had lots and lots of people coming up and chatting to us all day, so didn't really do very much else. I didn't get to go around very much of the exhibition itself. I'll show you a little video here of a walk around the room. There were all sorts of groups there, like the Norwich Amiga group. I got to meet Nigel from Nigel's Workbench was there, and I got to have a chat with him and a few of the others. And then John from Retro Bytes was there, and Stephen Leary was there, and it was just a really good day. There was another room as well as the one that we were in, which was all the sellers, all the traders were in there, and I didn't actually take any footage of that room. I wasn't really there to record anything. I had enough to do. And I did go into that room with money in my pocket, or virtual money in my pocket, expecting to buy something. I really wanted to buy something, and I either got given the stuff anyway. So I wanted a mug, and I don't know his name, but I'll probably pop it up on screen. From Retro Passion, gave me this. This is for me. He also gave me another one for the auctions, which we'll get to in a minute. But yeah, it was really good. I've got a few things. I've got a few people to contact regarding a few upgrades to some of the charity items. So Andrew Hutchins, who is Linux Jedi, he says he might have some Amiga 600 PyStorm parts for me to put towards building a PyStorm for an Amiga 600. Anyway, yeah, met lots of amazing people. Rees was there with his Atari collection at the Amiga exposition, and yeah, it's always lovely to meet up with Rees. Just had a great time talking to everybody. But one of the things that happened was not this, but all of this stuff and more beyond it was given to me on the day by various people, and I want to just go through it all here with you. Let's start down this end because Chris Cathers collared me quite early on. He's donated a Checkmate 1500 case, and that's going to have an Amiga 1200 slotted into it. So he's given me some bits to go with that, which are this power supply, and apparently this is exactly the one I need because it will start without being under load, which is something that they won't all do. And there's also some extender cables for things like the ATX because they won't reach, and a longer floppy cable, and some floppy drive power leads as well to make things easier. He's also given me a PyStorm for the 1200. I think it's a 32 Lite, I believe the model is. I'm not going to get it out of the ESD, but that is really cool. So that's going in there. So thank you, Chris. He's given so much. Andy from Hack Build Restore gave me a box of bits. I've got some switches in here, a 9-pin D-sub extension, some Amiga ports. They look like parallel and serial, and That might be VGA, that one. Is it smaller? Well, that one might be VGA. Not VGA, RGB. And some EEPROMs of different sizes, some sockets, and more edge connector sockets for the Amigas. He's also given me, this is a converter for EEPROMs so that you can use them as ROMs without having, on revision 5 motherboards, without having to change things. So that's really handy. I don't know what that one is. Oh, it's to connect a zip drive to the Amiga. Oh, I'll need a zip drive to do that. He also brought along his Amiga that he's putting in the sale himself, that he's restored, and he's spray painted the case like this pearlescent purple colour. It does look really good, and he got lots of YouTubers to sign it on the day, so that was really nice. It's that lovely man from Retro Passion gave me a mug with Amiga on it. So that's going in the sales. That's going to be an item probably. I think I'm going to sell all of the mugs separately this time because I want there to be a winner. Simon Osborne I've known for years. I've known Simon since before I was doing YouTube. We used to play online games together, and he's one of my earliest supporters actually on YouTube as well. And he's supported the channel in all kinds of ways over the years as well. He was the one that sent me the Amstrad 464 Plus to be repaired, which I ended up keeping. So yeah, he gave me this data recorder. These are the best ones. I don't think it works properly yet, but that's even better. He gave me this pile here as well. So there's a 16 gigabyte compact flash card in here. 16 gigabyte compact flash, very handy. An Amiga 3.1 licensed ROM from Clovanto. Some turn pin 68,000 sockets, very handy. 68,000 CPU. Synth cart for the C64. Now, this is very interesting. So I don't know where it is at the moment, but somewhere in here there's the camouflage C64 that I've shown a few times on the channel that kept going backwards and forwards from here to Paul's house, and in the end he's donated it to the charity. And that has all of the like potentiometers already drilled into the top cover, and switches and RCA jacks in the back. And the only thing I was really missing, because I'm going to put a SID kick Pico in there so it supports dual SIDs, etc. The only thing I was missing was a synth card or similar to actually run the software. And Simon just went, I've got this, any good to you? And yes, it's very, very useful. That's going to actually make that machine a complete package. I'll show you this. And speaking of C64s, he also handed over, I'm pretty sure this was Simon, 60 clone. I have written Simon's. If this was somebody else that donated this, then please let me know. So this is a Rob Peepo Taylor board recreation. Rob's actually making another one of these in purple. He's building the whole thing for me to go into the transparent case or the translucent case, which is going to have a hopefully a mechanical LED keyboard. I need to contact American Retro. I don't know if you're there watching, but yeah, we should get on with that soon, because I'm going to need to build that one at some point soon. But yeah, so Simon gave me this one, and this one will be going in this case. And this is an Aussie, it actually says produced in South Australia. I didn't realise that. By Micro Accessories of SA. Adelaide Injection Moulders, Peter Barker Tooling, and it's an Aussie 64 bread bin case. Oh, not bread bin case, yeah, it's an Aussie C64 case. So that is going to live in there once it's built. A small intermission, actually. I've got this from the Befriending Scheme. Ashley, who is the farm manager at the Befriending Scheme, gave me this, and this is kind of now our target. Although, well, our target's 15,000, but it says here they need £16,000 to get some miniature donkeys and all of the stuff that they will need to actually make that happen. But if I can't sell miniature donkeys, then I can't sell anything. Back to Simon's stuff. So you gave me an OS 3.2 as well. That's he's deregistered that, so I'll have to decide which machine that's going on. going with. Oh, let's do this first. He gave me a 1541-2 floppy disk drive for the C64. That will probably go with one of the either the transparent or the maybe the Aussie one. Actually, it might go better with this one. This is apparently working fine, so I don't have to fix this one. It hasn't got the cable, so if anyone's got the cable to connect it to you know, the floppy drive cable, I suppose they're not too difficult to make. It's just like, what is that, 6-pin DIN, and yeah, 6-pin DIN. But if anyone's got one that they could donate, then that would be handy. But it's got the power supply, and apparently it works fine. And he's also given me this, which I think is a modern game, Galencia Earth 2017. And we didn't listen to the warnings. We decided to ignore the decline of our bee population, and now their guardians have arrived. You must pilot the 1981 Galencia fighter and restore order before it's too late. Oh, we've got to kill all the bees. But oh, I don't know what Sam's journey is. There's a Galencia. Oh, it's got some merch in it as well. There's a bee on a keyring, and that is a 5 1/4 inch floppy disk of the game. Yeah, this must be a modern game. This is in. Oh, look at this! All the merch you get with it. There's a sticker. A game by Jason Aldred. I'll be terrified of actually trying that. But look, there's another game in there. Sam's Journey. I think Simon said that this is a legitimate game, although it looks like pirated. But I believe this is a legitimate game. That and this is how they come. But yeah, 2 modern games in one. The other person that gave me lots of stuff was Ross from Goldfish on Games, and he gave me a box of things, including this freeze frame, the new Mark II version. The case is a little bit fragile, I should be careful with that, but it's basically a way of backing up your tapes onto disc, or oh yeah, tape to tape, or disc to disc, or tape to disc, or disc to tape. So that's really cool. That's a nice collector's item, that is. So there's some software here. There's New Zealand Story for the Amiga, and Distant Armies, A Playing History of Chess for the Amiga. And that's all complete. No tape, because that's how they came back then. He gave me an Amiga format, and it has the cover discs. Issue 53. This is it's quite an interesting one, because yeah, it says in here Commodore unveils its new plans, and this is 1993, December 1993. So this is right before that things really went badly wrong for them. But yeah, a really interesting thing to look through. I will read that before anyone else manages to buy it off the auctions. Still not sure how to split all this stuff up, but some of it will get bundled, some of it will be separated out into different items, so that we've got a range of value that everybody can have a chance of bidding on. Get the most out of your Amiga, 1993. So is this, oh, this is from that, this must be from that issue. That is, oh, I don't know if that's a Christmas one, that one, but this is a Christmas. Free with Amiga format, January 1993. Yeah, that's December 1993. But get the most out of your Amiga. A workbench book. I did keep showing this to people at Amiga Kickstart when they were setting up their computers. Nobody seemed to want to use it though. Very useful piece of literature. I love this. Congratulations on the purchase of your new Commodore home computer, with which I am sure you will spend many happy hours. I did. Thank you. As you know, your system is under warranty for a 12-month period. All you have to do is complete the warranty card and return it. This will enable us to enter your details into our database, which in the event of a system failure speeds up the repair procedure. In addition, when you return your warranty card, you will receive a free pocket-size Commodore calculator. So hurry, don't delay, and complete your warranty card today. Happy computing. Commodore business machines, please allow 28 days for delivery, and then down here, C64/A500. So these must have, you know, the A500 and C64 definitely had an overlap period. So that would have been going out with the early A500s and the late C64s. So another thing from Ross, a 3.5-inch floppy drive, and this one looks very familiar to me. I think this might have been the one I had. Very familiar. The plastic case. A later one, I think this is. But apparently that works. So that will be going with one of the Amigas. Deluxe Paint 2. Don't have the software for that, but we've got the manual. And the Amiga format bumper book of Amiga hints and tips. Is this? Oh, this Christmas 1993. So that's not the December one either. And this was from Ross as well. We've got some CR2032 battery holders with batteries in, and they've got the diodes on the bottom, so I don't have to rewire anything. There's an Atari Sally CPU there, and Amiga 500 revision 40.68. I don't know, that might be 2.04. It might be 3. Actually, it might be 3.1. Licensed to Power Computing Limited. So that's a licensed ROM, and that is an AY sound chip. So some spares for me. Thank you very much, Ross. And there's two more things. A 16K RAM pack for a VIC-20, so very handy for us. So hopefully, well, if it doesn't work, we'll fix it. So, and Jupiter Lander, so we've got something to test with. I've got one game, but I don't think it's very good, so I'd quite like to test with a game that works and plays well. So that's all of that. Oh, there is some more stuff. Ross gave me a lot of stuff. So there's an Amiga 14 megahertz mod board. So that's I think it's a slightly faster 68,000 CPU, but I think that there's some shenanigans going on under there to allow it to run at double. It's normally the CPU in an Amiga 500 is 7 megahertz. And this lets it run at twice the speed. But he says it doesn't work with a GVP hard drive, which is what he has, so he couldn't use it. But we'll find a use for that. I'll save that one till last. And we've got some joystick adapters. So these are to plug in a Sega Mega Drive joypads into either an Amiga or a C64, and you can select that on that switch there, C64 or Amiga, and you can set fire to you can customize which buttons are fire. So I think that one is the third button across, so the last button on the pad, and that one's the middle one. But you can also have fire 2 as which will go up, which will activate up on the Amiga, which means that you don't have to have up is jump, which is a terrible thing. And he's given me two of those, so they're really handy. They'll be going bundled in with things. And then last, and definitely not least, is this. And this is for me. Oh no, there is something else as well. In fact, there's a few more things. It was a big box. A ComCon. This is for the Spectrum. So this slots into the back of the Spectrum. It gives you the expansion slot breakout there, so you can still plug something into it if you need to. And it's a joystick interface, basically. So you plug your Atari or Kempston style joystick into this port here. And then you can rewire which keys are up, down, left, right, and fire 1 and fire 2, so, which is so cool. So any game, even if it's not supported with a joystick interface, doesn't support Kempston or Sinclair or any of the others, you can just have it easily by just pulling these wires out and plugging them in where you want them. So up and down, we can have WASD if we want to. Let's have a WASD set up. There we go, done. Space is fire 1, and I put 0 as fire 2. Let's make it M as fire 2. Done. I'm gonna actually use this. This will be brilliant. What a fantastic thing. I've wanted one. I've seen these quite a few times, and I've wanted one for ages. Thank you, Ross. So there's more. These are more charity things. So we've got we've got a terrible quick shot in joystick, and if it doesn't work, I'm not sure whether I'll have time to fix it. But we've got a Commodore one here, and these are a quality item that really deserve. Oh God, that feels horrible. It feels so bad. But I think it'll be worth getting that working because it's Commodore branded, and that's the theme of the whole auction. And then we've got this. What is this? A Competition Pro in translucent that Ross picked up for £3 from somewhere. Oh, bargain. I'll give this a full restoration because there's, you know, a bit of grime and dirt. I might run it through the ultrasonic cleaner actually and really see if I can get this completely crystal again, because it's got some grubbiness about the inside of the case, it looks like. But a translucent joystick to go with one of the machines, if I can get it all working perfectly, that could be with the translucent Amiga or the translucent C64. So we've got those. And then there was one last thing. This is for me because it's not Commodore. That's a Spectrum. And it's the first it's the first keyboard replacement Spectrum I've had donated to the channel. And it's a really nice one as well. Now, it has been customized and I don't hate it. So the load button has got some paint on it, which is a bit of a shame, but I know what that one does. But it has got some flowers and some snakes painted on it, but I actually quite like that, and I will give it a thorough clean, and if the paint stays on after the clean, then the paint is going to stay there. But it's a Spectrum. It's got some weirdness going on here, and what is it? It's probably going to be an issue 3 or something. Yeah, it looks like an issue 3 to me. And I've just, it's a mechanical, well, yeah, mechanical keyboard, but it's going to, I reckon that's a PCB under there. So something similar to an Amiga, but it actually feels really, really, really nice. It's so much better than obviously a Dead Flesh keyboard, but also better than a Plus or a Toast Rack. Much, much better. And it's even got the warranty sticker. Repairer Timian. It's got a telephone number there. Your guarantee will be void if this seal is broken or removed. Job 880596. I'd love to see if there's a database still out there for that. But yeah, that's going to be a future project after the charities are finished. Ignore the costume change. I forgot to record a bit, so I'm just splicing a bit in. This is from Dave at Timeth Software. This was bought using some of the Kofi donation money, or all of the Kofi donation money. It was about £308, I think it was, that I used out of all the kind donations that people have given us to buy one of the missing machines for the auctions, a PET. And we obviously can't use, well, we could use a real PET, but the chances are if you send a real PET with its CRT display included inside it in the post, it's going to come out the other end in bits. So I didn't want to do that. The only other option is a modern recreation, and this was one of the things that was recommended to me as a good solution. It's all here. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail. There's a keyboard there. There's these are the key parts here. There's some documentation somewhere which I've put to one side. That includes all of the legends to go in the keycaps that I'll print out. And all of the instructions to put it together. But Dave also included a couple of extras, he said. So these two parts, and this is an SD to PET power tap, and I believe this is to power an SD to PET. You know, I don't understand what that's for, but he included that anyway. We haven't got an SD to PET, and they are between 63 and £70. So I'm probably not going to go down that road yet. We'll see. But he's also included this, which is a PET user port dual joystick, which is an excellent addition. Thank you. And we've got all of the other bits and pieces in here. All the chips and the motherboard are all in there. So that's brilliant. I can't wait to build that. That will be a video. I've got one other thing that I need to show, which is this. And this was donated by Richard Faulkner, who I met at Amiga Kickstart. Had a fantastic day. And he is from Lucky Red Fish. and they created this game for the ZX Spectrum Next. Oh, that's velcroed in. Oh, that's pretty cool. And obviously this is a complete departure from all of the other machines that we've got here. Everything else is Commodore. Oh, this is really cool. Look at all these postcards. Lucky red fish. I did have a little look at this game. It looks amazing. Anyway, that is for a ZX Spectrum Next. So I'm not going to say something about our mystery. Not yet. I'll be unveiling in the future what this will be going with. There's a few clues there. One of the mystery item in the auctions is not going to be a mystery towards the end, but I'll unveil it more when I go through all of the machines. I intend to make a video where I'm going to talk about everything that's going to be available, and hopefully I'll be able to showcase some. I need to build a few more of them first, but I'll showcase some of the videos, some of the computers, some of the machines, some of the items, and say that these are the things, well, most of the things that are going to be available in the charity auctions that you can bid on to raise money for the befriending scheme. And they're all Commodore machines apart from one. And the reason that I let that one into the sales was, well, there were a couple of reasons. One was I thought it'd be funny. The other one was that I thought it would be nice to have a machine that we could play off against the Commodore machines and see which ones are going to, I mean, to be honest, even though this machine is fairly special, the mystery one, I don't know how it's going to do against an Amiga 1200 in a checkmate case. But they should be on a, well, they're not too far away, for normal retail prices, not retail prices, but normal eBay prices. Yes, one other bit of news is the C128 is no longer here. I've actually sent that off to my good pal Adam Commodore lad, and there's nobody better in the land to fix that machine. I'm kind of getting really tight on time, and it feels like it's months away, September the 14th, but when you look at it in terms of weeks and how long it takes me to do each project, I've got dozens of machines and things to put together before that date, and all of the charity stuff to organise as well and promote, and I kind of need a little bit of help. So I've got Adam to take that one on board. He's taken the Commodore 128 and the disk drive, which doesn't work, and he's going to fix those up for me. He's also going to make a bit of a video about it for me, so we can see what he gets up to, which would be really nice. And Adam's just a lovely bloke, and he's being really generous with his time, and I really appreciate all that he's doing. What's next? The Amiga 500 in the crystal case should be the next video. It may be the next video, but I'm not sure yet, because there's some other things that we decided might be appropriate to do with, might be nice to do with that machine before I draw a line underneath it. But we'll see. I'm not sure. I've got so many things to do. I might make the PET next. I might make the Kim 1 next. We'll see. But I'm spoilt for choice of projects, and I just need to get on with it and get them done. It's actually a bit of a tricky thing trying to find time to film them at the same time, and you'll probably see that in some of the videos. I can't really film as much as I would like and do as many shots of different things as I'd like. I just have to get on with it. So the videos aren't going to be quite as polished as something like the Elk ULA one was. I just haven't got the time to to do all of that editing and all of the different filming, setting up the camera in different angles and things, but I'll do my best. Thank you very much for all of the lovely donations and for all of your continued support in the charity and the channel. You're all amazing. Thank you. Bye.